Welcome back to CoinQuest, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and numismatic secrets that could be sitting right in your pocket change. Today, we're turning our attention to an American classic, the 1980 Washington quarter dollar. You might be surprised to learn that this everyday coin could actually be worth far more than just 25 cents. So make sure you stay with us until the end, because we're going to reveal which versions of the 1980 quarter can fetch hundreds, even thousands of dollars on the current market. Let's start with a bit of background. The Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1932. Originally designed to honor the 200th birthday of the first President of the United States, George Washington, the coin was so well received that it remained in circulation for decades. By 1980, the quarter was still being struck with the familiar image of Washington's profile on the obverse and the iconic eagle on the reverse. But don't be fooled, even common-looking coins from this era can hide uncommon value. The 1980 Washington quarter was produced at 3 different U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint mark can significantly impact the coin's value. Philadelphia coins have no mint mark. Denver coins feature a small D mint mark, and San Francisco coins show an S mint mark. But here's where it gets interesting: the standard business strike coins from Philadelphia and Denver are usually only worth face value unless they are in mint state condition. That means the coin must be uncirculated, showing no signs of wear and tear. In that case, collectors will pay a premium. A pristine 1980 quarter graded MS-67 by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC can sell for anywhere between $75 to $250 depending on its appearance and demand. Now let's talk about proof coins from the San Francisco Mint. These quarters were not made for circulation. Instead, they were struck specifically for collectors. Proof coins have a mirror-like background and frosted design elements, giving them a beautiful and detailed appearance. A 1980s proof quarter in perfect condition can be worth around $5 to $15. But that's not where the big money is. Of the real treasure lies in the errors and varieties. That's right, some 1980 quarters have minting mistakes that dramatically increase their value. One of the most desirable error types is the off-center strike, where the coin design is not properly aligned. Depending on how severe the misalignment is, such coins can be worth between $100 to $300 or even more. Another valuable error is the double die. This happens when the coin is struck twice with a slight variation in alignment, resulting in noticeable doubling in the text or design elements. A 1980 Washington quarter with a clear double die error on the obverse can fetch hundreds of dollars depending on condition and clarity. Let's not forget about the overstrikes and wrong planchet errors. Some quarters from 1980 were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for other denominations, like nickels or foreign coins. These rare mistakes are exceptionally valuable and can sell for thousands of dollars at auction. So how do you know if your 1980 quarter is worth more than 25 cents? First, check the condition. Coins with no scratches, no wear, and strong details are more valuable. Use a magnifying glass or coin loupe to examine the coin carefully. Look closely at the lettering and design for any doubling or errors. Second, check for the mint mark. Remember, quarters from the San Francisco Mint are often proof coins, and those in perfect condition are more collectible. Third, consider getting the coin graded by a professional service. It may cost a bit upfront, but for high quality or error coins, grading can greatly increase their market value and buyer interest. Now let's talk about current market trends. As of 2025, standard circulated 1980 quarters without any special features are still only worth 25 cents. However, uncirculated examples are selling for around $1 to $5. Quarters graded MS-66 and above are being auctioned for $50 to $250, depending on demand. Error coins like off-center strikes and double dies are fetching anywhere from $100 to $700 or more. Rare planchet errors have been known to sell for well over $1,000, with the coin collecting hobby growing in popularity thanks to online marketplaces and social media. Interest in Washington quarters is stronger than ever. That means now could be the perfect time to check your coin jar, your wallet, and even your pocket change. You never know what kind of hidden gems you might find. In conclusion, while most 1980 Washington quarters are worth only their face value, certain conditions and errors can make them incredibly valuable. Whether it's a pristine mint state example or a rare minting error, these coins are certainly worth a second look. So what are you waiting for? Go search your change, dig through your drawers, and who knows, you just might discover a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And if you find something interesting, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your coin hunting stories. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 2001 Washington quarter dollar, a coin you might have in your pocket change right now that's potentially worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. That's right, this isn't just a regular 25-cent piece. There are special varieties, mint errors, and collector-grade conditions of this coin that can fetch a lot of money in today's market. So stay tuned, because you might just discover you're sitting on a small fortune. Let's start with a bit of history. The 2001 Washington quarter is part of the legendary 50-state quarters program launched by the United States Mint. This was a special series that began in 1999 and ran until 2008, featuring unique reverse designs for each of the 50 U.S. states. The obverse, or front, of each coin kept the traditional image of George Washington, which was first introduced in 1932. But the reverse designs were new, state-specific, and released in the order the states joined the Union. Now, the year 2001 featured 5 different state quarters: New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Kentucky. Each of these coins has its own story, design, and market value, and we'll cover them all in detail. Let's begin with the 2001 New York quarter. This coin shows the Statue of Liberty and an outline of the state of New York. In circulated condition, it's typically worth face value. But in mint state condition, say MS65 or higher, this coin can fetch between $5 and $20. However, if you find one with a dramatic mint error, such as an off-center strike, double die, or a clipped planchet, the value can skyrocket to $100 or more. Some certified examples have sold for over $500. Next is the North Carolina quarter. This one features the Wright brothers' first flight at Kitty Hawk. Again, standard circulated coins are generally worth 25 cents. But high-grade uncirculated coins, especially those graded MS67 or above by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, can bring in $20 to $150. Look out for coins with strong luster, no contact marks, and well-struck details. And again, errors like a broad strike or a die crack can make these coins worth hundreds. Then we have the Rhode Island quarter. The design features a sailboat on Narragansett Bay with the Pell Bridge in the background. While common in circulation, proof versions of this coin, especially the 90% silver proof strikes, are very collectible. A silver proof quarter in perfect condition can be worth between $10 and $50, and if it's a deep cameo or has an error, values climb even higher. In one auction, a silver proof Rhode Island quarter with a deep cameo contrast sold for over $300. Moving on to the Vermont quarter. It shows Camel's Hump Mountain and an image of maple trees being tapped for syrup. If you come across a Vermont quarter with a die adjustment strike, a missing clad layer, or struck on the wrong planchet, you could be holding a coin worth several $100s. Mint state examples in top grade are also desirable, especially if they are part of a complete set. And finally, the Kentucky quarter. This coin shows Federal Hill, the mansion that inspired the song My Old Kentucky Home. It's one of the more visually detailed state quarters. If you happen to find a Kentucky quarter with a double die obverse, reverse misalignment, or struck on a foreign planchet, you might be looking at a coin worth $500 to $1,000 depending on the error severity and condition. High-grade mint state examples can reach up to $150 or more. Now let's talk about something very important: mint marks. These are the little letters you'll find on the front of the coin near Washington's ponytail. A P means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a D is for Denver, and S is for San Francisco. Coins from the San Francisco Mint are usually proofs and are made in much smaller quantities, especially in silver. That makes them more valuable by nature. An S-Mint silver proof quarter from 2001 can be worth $10 to $30 or more, and if it's a perfect PF70 grade, it might go well beyond $100. So what should you be looking for? 1. Look for error coins. These are highly collectible and can be worth a small fortune. Examples include off-center strikes, missing clad layers, double dies, and planchet errors. 2. Check for high-grade uncirculated coins. Coins that have never been touched by human hands and show no signs of wear can be worth far more than their face value. 3. Keep an eye out for silver-proof coins. These were not released for circulation, so if you find one in the wild, it's a big deal. And 4. Consider having your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade, especially anything MS67 and above or PR70 for proof coins, can multiply your coin's value exponentially. Let's not forget collector demand also plays a huge role in value. Complete sets of the 2001 quarters in pristine condition are always in demand. And if you have error coins or coins with unique characteristics, collectors will often pay a premium. Now here's the fun part: recent auctions. In one auction, a 2001 P New York quarter in MS68 condition sold for over $2,500. A North Carolina quarter with a dramatic double die reverse sold for $800. A Vermont silver proof quarter graded PR70 deep cameo brought in $600. And a Kentucky quarter struck on a foreign planchet went for more than $1,200. These aren't just hypotheticals. These are real coins, real collectors, and real money. So take a look at your change. Go through those old coin jars. You never know, that plain-looking 2001 Washington quarter dollar could actually be a rare treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you found this video helpful or exciting, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and values. Let me know in the comments if you found a 2001 quarter with any special features, and I might feature your find in the next video. Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting. Today we're diving deep into the world of modern US coinage to uncover the shocking truth about the 2016 Washington quarter dollar. Yes, that humble quarter sitting in your pocket right now could be worth more than just 25 cents. In fact, some 2016 quarters have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars in recent auctions. Stick with us until the end to find out which ones are valuable and how you can identify them in your own change. Let's begin with a quick history of the Washington quarter. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, this coin has become one of the most iconic in American currency. But it wasn't until the 50-state quarters program launched in 1999, followed by the America the Beautiful series in 2010, that collectors began to pay serious attention to modern quarters. Fast forward to the year 2016. This year is part of the America the Beautiful series, and 5 national sites were honored with unique reverse designs. These include Shawnee National Forest in Illinois, Cumberland Gap National Historical Park in Kentucky, Harpers Ferry National Historical Park in West Virginia, Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota, and Fort Moultrie at Fort Sumner in South Carolina. Now you might be wondering, what makes a 2016 quarter valuable? The answer lies in several key factors: the mint mark, the condition, minting errors, and the coin's rarity in circulation. Let's break it down. At first, pay close attention to the mint mark. These can be found on the obverse side of the coin, just below the "In God We Trust" inscription. In 2016, quarters were minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia with a P mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco with an S mint mark. Of these, the San Francisco quarters were not released into general circulation. Instead, they were sold directly to collectors. That means any S mint mark quarter found in your change is rare by default. Even rarer are the special proof and silver proof versions struck at San Francisco. These coins are not only made using a unique process that gives them mirror-like finishes, but the silver proofs are struck on 90% silver planchets. If you find one of these in pristine condition, especially still in its original government packaging, it could be worth between $15 and $30 or even more depending on market demand. Now let's talk about errors, the true goldmine for collectors. Some 2016 Washington quarters have left the U.S. Mint with striking mistakes. Double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and missing edge lettering are just some of the errors found on these coins. For example, a 2016 Harpers Ferry quarter with a strong double die on the reverse side sold for over $300. Another 2016 quarter with an off-center strike and visible minting flaws fetched over $700 online, but it doesn't stop there. There are reports of 2016 quarters with die clashes. That's when parts of the design from one side of the coin appear on the other due to a minting mishap. These types of errors are highly sought after and can push a coin's value into the hundreds. Now let's look at the highest reported sales. A 2016 Fort Moultrie silver proof quarter graded PR70 deep cameo by PCGS was auctioned for over $120. Another example, a 2016 P Shawnee quarter with an unusually bold double die error and brilliant uncirculated luster, was sold for a jaw-dropping $600 to an enthusiastic collector. So what does this mean for you? It means every time you get change back at the store, every time you open a coin roll, every time you sort through an old coin jar at home, you might be holding a small treasure. That 25-cent piece could be worth much more. So here's what to do next. Grab a magnifying glass and start looking closely. Examine both sides of the coin. Look for anything unusual, doubling of letters or numbers, misalignment of the design, or strange textures and lines that don't belong. Also check the edge. Does it feel different or look oddly cut? That could be a valuable error, and don't forget condition. A coin in mint state, meaning no scratches, nicks, or signs of circulation, will always fetch a higher price. If you think you found a special coin, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can multiply a coin's value significantly. To wrap up, the 2016 Washington quarter may seem modern and common, but certain versions, mint marks, errors, and conditions can make it incredibly valuable. Keep your eyes open and your change close, because the next rare coin could be right in your pocket. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin collecting tips, coin values, and US Mint history, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next treasure hunt. Until next time, happy collecting!